So welcome to another TNT script battle. Yes. Playing for $500,000 potentially on a scratch off, $20 scratch off, but big time money, big time money. By the way, if anybody wins, I get half. That's just.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Team split.
Yeah. Team split, the team split, yeah. If I can get team
It's
money,
somebody-
we're at 40-60.
Yeah, don't make it a personal deal to me. Yeah, it's like a personal deal, 73rd area.
Oh, man, you guys are funny. Okay, so anybody that's tuning into this video or Zoom and hasn't seen it done before, really quickly go over the rules. So we have, what do we have? 3 different matchups, 4 different matchups? Is it 6 rounds?
Yeah, but we have a buy in the first.
Max has a bye?
Yep.
Yes. We just figured you couldn't.
I've been making this for the first round.
Yeah, we're throwing you right into the second round, baby. But yeah, we have 3 different matchups, and then it will be a tournament style bracket. Winner gets, again, $500,000 potentially. So that. But each person will have 2.5 minutes to give their best answer. Topics will be chosen at random by a spinning wheel, which is the best part. Rock, paper, scissors, winner chooses order of the match. Team member going first will have 1 minute beforehand to prepare. Team member going second must wait in the lobby with earbuds or the speaker.
They're all dead.
Oh.
So.
Outside.
We could just have you go outside.
Go
I
outside.
think when we started this, it was in the winter, so we didn't do that.
We should sit.
That would be even better in the winter. You can freeze out your opponent if you win rock, paper, scissors, go sit outside. That'd be great. Team members not in that round will sit and observe, but only judges can vote. Judges will send text to me to cast a vote. Again, winner receives potentially $500,000 in the form of a $20 scratch off, and everyone learns and gets great answers to apply to their business. Can you click the next button? All right, so here is the old bracket. We got Brady versus Nathan in the first round, Lauren versus Corey, and Tony versus Jadon. The Don is battling.
The old guys are
Yeah.
going in.
We put
Just left for the scraps.
The old lions just sitting out there. Bragging the old lions.
Yeah.
This line is missing one. And then the winner of Brady versus Nathan takes on Max. So let's get her going, huh? Who's ready? Who would have this? I didn't.
Me, Jordan, and you, and we already started the text.
Oh, boy. We will take bribes right now before it starts.
I'll give you a chance for 500.
Oh, thank you.
I'll give you the rest of the praise to that. Yeah.
All right,
I'll give you
so
that 50-50 split, okay?
hold up, let me get the camera right in your face here. We're gonna do Brady versus Nathan to start. So you guys go ahead and do rock, paper, scissors.
I got strategy to this. Oh, I knew it. I knew it.
You knew he's gonna go, how do you know he's gonna go scissors?
Well, you know, I figured he likes scissors.
Right, what a moron. You going first or
I'll
second?
go first.
All right, go outside. Bye. All right.
Okay. I haven't gone through the.
I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me, thank you. Topic generator. All right, let's see what we got. Can't hear the wheel spinning. I want to wait for all the foreclosures to come on the market again and buy one of those properties. Let's do it. So let's see, the scenario is we're in person, just talking at like a social outing or something, okay? So you bring up real estate, we're talking and I hit you with that objection, which was, hey, you know, I want to buy a house, but I just want to wait for all the foreclosures to come back on the market and buy one of those.
Okay, I mean, what makes you want to buy a house?
You know, we are renting right now and I just want to, you know, get something, start building some equity. But, you know, I obviously want to make sure I get a great deal and, you know, foreclosures are a great opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, prices are definitely higher now than they were in the past, and that kind of makes it difficult, right? Like we all kind of want less than what the current prices are. But if you look at statistics, it kind of looks like prices are going to rise. I want to get into that later, but I want to dive more into kind of what makes you think that we're gonna have a lot of foreclosures coming up.
Well, I've seen some reports recently that are saying like, foreclosures are up like 200%. If you look at the economy, it's not very good. So obviously people are not, able to keep their jobs, and jobs aren't paying very well. So, I see what's coming, and there've been a lot of layoffs, bank closings, all that stuff, right?
Yeah, well, there was some foreclosure forbearance for a while, so there's no foreclosures happening. So that's why if you look now, it's like up 200% because, going from 0 to 2 is a huge increase. And then also for looking at the overall economy, what we need to happen is actually the economy to hurt, right? We need job losses. They were at like 5% earlier this year. They had to get to 10%. We need people to hurt. We need less money to be going around in the economy, because the more money going around, the higher inflation is. And when inflation is high, they have to raise rates because we just can't have money going all over the place. Because eggs are going to go from $1 to $3 to $5 to $7 very quickly.
Right.
So you have to curb inflation right away.
Right. I mean, I think that that's a good point. I didn't really consider the fact that there was like no foreclosures previously. So, obviously it would increase, but I just want to make sure that I get like a better than average deal. You know what I mean? Because I see all my friends overpaying for houses, and I'm just really nervous about that.
Well, funny you say overpay, because there's actually it's all relative, right? Like if you were to buy a house for $350,000 this year and it was worth $450,000 in 3 years, that'd be a good deal, right?
That'd be a great deal.
Or if you bought it for $370 and it was worth $450, it'd still be a great deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where we're at in this market. I mean, prices are going to appreciate because, again, with the inflation and all that other stuff, once inflation gets curbed and then it comes down and we get to a deflationary period, then they're going to drop rates, and then it's going to kind of be like COVID. We won't get to 3% again, but it'll be about 5%. And then each time that rate's about 1%, that brings about 5 million buyers to the overall market. We have about 1 million active homes. So that just brings in a ton of prices. So that's what's going to take you from that 350, 370 range up to 450.
I want to wait for all the foreclosures to come on the market again and buy one of those properties. Scenario is we're talking at a social event. I hit you with this. You ready? Hey Brady, like sweet sleeves and all, but I do want to buy a house, but I'm really wanting to get a foreclosure, so I'm just gonna wait until those start hitting the market again, and then I'm gonna buy one of those.
Why do you want to buy a foreclosure?
I just really want to get a great deal, and that's really what's the most important to me.
Well, what's a deal to you? What does that mean?
I mean, I see all my friends overpaying right now. The market's obviously pretty hot, but I feel like it's artificial, based on some other things going on. So I just want to make sure I don't overpay. And I saw what a lot of people did with foreclosures back in the day. So that makes me very excited.
Back in the day, you're talking like 2008?
Yeah, like when you were like 12.
Well, I actually around 6. But that's beside the point. The point is that there's a lot of differences between the market now and the market back then. I was looking at some social media content. Barry Habib, one of the most well-known economic specialists in the country, was talking about how back then there was so much inventory. We're talking 4 million houses for sale in 2007, 2008, where now our inventory is so low, it's at 1 million.
Yeah.
So now if we look at supply and demand, right, that's what fluctuates prices. There was a bunch of supply back then, not as much demand, where now there's more people, right? Back then their population was lower, we've gained more people, there's more buyers looking, and there's a lot less inventory. So the demand has gone way up and the supply has gone way down. What's that going to do to prices?
I mean, they're probably going to go up, but I have also seen reports recently on like CNN and all that stuff. It says foreclosures have increased by about 200% recently.
200% recently from what? Because back during COVID, it was very, very little, right? But now, you have from 0 to 2, that's 200%, right?
Yeah, no, that's right.
So that's kind of what I'm getting at. There wasn't a lot of foreclosures in the last few years, and now there might be 2, 3, 4, 5, but it's just not very common.
But like, don't you see what's happening in the economy? Like things are so unaffordable. People are getting laid off, like Google laid off a bunch of people. And we have, I don't know, there's just a lot going on in the economy right now. And I'm positive that we're going to see some sort of adjustment here.
adjustment
with pricing, like people aren't gonna be able to afford their houses.
I see where you're coming from and I hear you.
So if they can't afford their houses,
Yeah,
they're just gonna like stop making payments, right? And then we're gonna have a bunch of foreclosures.
that would make sense to me, right? But the thing is that back in 2007, 2008, you could get a loan for a fucking dog.
That's true, that's true.
And now the regulations are a little more strict. It's harder to get approved for a house, so I don't agree with that. I guess I don't know where I'm going. I'm running in circles.
That was very good. Very good. All right, judges. Cast your vote.
I said the same.
You guys, it's that same stuff.
Like you lost or something, some message. Last bit there.
I know, I was.
All you wanted to do is just say, when they were the downturn last time, when there were the foreclosures, people didn't have the equity to have their house.
That's what I was fishing for.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's see. I think I saw the vote. All right. Drum roll. The winner of round one is Nathan. Okay. Okay, really quick. First off, both were phenomenal. Okay. Nathan just happened to paint a freaking masterpiece when you were outside.
I
Like
figured.
it was,
As soon as I saw it, I was like, wow, this is it.
he handled it. He handled it really well. Yeah. He did really, really well, but you guys both handled it well. I'd say the only reason that I would have voted for Nathan was that last bit.
Yeah.
Just, again, you guys remember, like I just made a video about it. The average homeowner has $274,000 in equity right now. So even if you're behind on payments, like they're gonna sell and not foreclose. Unless they're uneducated, right? Then they may. The other thing too is there is that FHA 40-year loan you can get now. If you're behind on payments and you have an FHA loan, they can take your loan and re-amortize it over 40 years and really drop your payments down, and so there's just so many reasons why there won't be foreclosures. And this is something that I think most people understand, but there are still those people out there, the doomsday people that.
I bought a lot of stuff on foreclosure. And I bought a foreclosure, I didn't have a foreclosure auction. And so you get these people where they're just they're the couriers for the law firms. That's all they do as a company. The woman that was at the last one in St. Cloud said, after the downturn, she said we were doing 10, 15 a day.
Yeah.
They were couriering, like all these things.
Mhm.
Recently, she goes, we haven't done 10 this year.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's one property that's flying up here and there. A lot of times they're in segregates or it's like
Right.
family or the person died, they had no.
It's a very unique
Yeah, like,
situation. Yeah.
you just don't have a ton of. Go to auction.com, you got properties that are on there, but they're being able to be sold out.
Yeah.
I mean, short sales. I mean, I haven't seen a short sale in forever.
I saw one the other day. It was very weird.
It's
But-
a little weird because
They're in these small counties.
Right.
Like they're in-
Or they just bought, let's say, and they,
Or somebody really leverages themselves and has like.
Right.
4 mortgages against their property. or something
Right.
like that.
but Jordan, feedback?
No, both were great. One way to combat going down any rabbit holes with people like that, I'd say, is to try to get them to look at homes that are on the market 14 days or more. Get to some type of point like that. Hey, let's start looking at this and see if we can find that deal.
Also, I will just point out that neither of you guys said, okay, let's find you a foreclosure.
It's a good point.
Like,
Well, then. it would've
They
been over.
are there, okay? Like, so I would always start the conversation, be like, I hear you. I would love to do that for you. I'm gonna tell you why we might not be able to find a whole lot, but we'll keep our eye out for them, right? For this perfect golden opportunity, but this is more likely what you're gonna get. So I just think the agent that tells them and acknowledges them, like, yeah, that's an amazing deal. We can go to auction.com. We can you can be resourceful, right? You gotta have cash to do it. You gotta, let them know.
You could have financing.
Well, there you go.
You
Like-
go to line auction, say it's no letting finance.
Let them know what's possible and that you hear them and you acknowledge them. And then hit them with like the reality that more than likely we're not gonna get one. But I was waiting for both you guys just to be like, okay, absolutely, like, let's make that our first priority, but let me talk to you about what's really, the most common thing that's gonna happen. And then that way they know that you heard them and you can, take care of their needs. What were you gonna say, Lauren?
Where do you find those foreclosures?
Foreclosures?
Yeah.
Oops, sorry, Jordan's head's in the way.
You go to auction.com, somewhere on the MLS.
On the MLS, you can literally search for in foreclosure, yes or no.
Under like that single family?
Yep. It's in like, so go to single family search and then at the bottom of that main search screen, there's like a in foreclosure, yes or no.
You can go to county website and you can look up, or you can go like, you can go to an open county, look up another county tax forfeit properties or sheriff sale auctions in those properties.
Yeah, the county websites, or also, Zillow is not the best indicator, but they do have pre-foreclosures on there, which sometimes are not very accurate, but you can check those and then go into the tax records on the MLS and see if they're actually, a sheriff sale that's happened or whatever, so. Yeah, there's some resources, like they're out there, but it's like a bazillion people will be bidding on it, so good luck,
But if
But,
I say, let's go check out the foreclosures, I better know how to find them.
yep, yeah,
You go to auction.com, it'll say if it's a cash only sale or if they're allowed finance.
best part for you, Lauren, is you just say whatever you want and you put it in the Slack and we'll help you figure it out. All right, well, let's move on to the next round, and Maura, just so you know, feel free to participate and chime in if you have any tips or questions regarding that objection, but we'll move on to the next one here. All right. Oh, did you guys already decide?
He's gone. Corey's gone.
Corey just left. Like, I am out. All right. All right, here we go. Can you guys hear it now? I can kind of hear it. Oh. Spinny wheel. Oh, interest rates. Interest rates are so high right now. It just really concerns me that my monthly payments will be too high or I won't qualify anymore.
All right. Hello.
Oh, are we going already? Hold on.
Go.
So what's the scenario? Let's see. Maybe have a scenario, throw it out there. Are we on the phone, we in person?
I forgot what it was.
Ooh, Nathan said open house. Oh,
Or a buyer at a buyer consult.
What's the area?
Let's just talk about interest rates.
all right, we're at an open house, okay? And you asked me something about real estate and I say the classic line we're all hearing right now. Well, interest rates are just super high and I'm really worried that, the payments are gonna be too high for me and I probably won't qualify.
Yes, you and a lot of people, so I can understand why you're worried about that, but who are you talking to? Where'd you get this information from?
Just, talking to my friends on the news, it's just rates are really high and they seem to keep rising and I just don't think it's the best time to buy,
Yeah, so the annoying fucking part. But I won't say that, the news is deceiving, it depends on what location. So I want to tell you a little bit about me real quick. I love to educate my buyers so that they know exactly what they're getting themselves into. And we'll talk about some interest rates and I want to make sure you. So interest rates are, they are a little bit higher right now, but when you talk with your lender, we have lots of different ways to go around those interest rates. We can switch it up, but I like to see, I don't want you to get in a house that you're not gonna be able to afford. Interest rates are not forever. We can refinance down the road. The big deal is putting your hard-earned money to your own asset. What are you renting right now? What are you doing? Where are you at?
Yeah, we're renting. We've been trying to get into the market for the last 3 years, but it was really crazy when rates were low and we just missed our opportunity and now rates are high and we're just kind of like, we just got to wait for those rates to come back down. 2.5% is great.
Ooh, I hope we see that one day, but I don't know if we will. So the biggest thing is let's get you talking with a lender and see what your debt to income, they're gonna check a lot of different things, your credit, your debt to income ratio.
Yeah. I just don't know if I really want my credit pulled and get it dinged, you know what I mean? I heard you pull credit and it brings it
It
down.
doesn't bring it down much at all, and if you're really actually worried about that, they can let you know like what exact. How much it's gonna bring you down, depending
Okay.
on what they pull, because they don't have to pull it all. But I will make sure the lender is aware that you are you don't want that to happen, we can go around that, so don't worry about that.
But what
Um,
about like the rates being too high? Like,
So we can buy those down, there's a lot of unique ways we can go about this, if you find the perfect house in your monthly payment,
Mhm.
what you're qualified for, we could ask for seller paid closing costs, and we can buy that down. We can also, are you gonna do a 30-year rate, 30-year?
I was planning on it, yeah, 30-year mortgage. Term.
30-year mortgage, yeah. There's lots of different ways we can adjust that. New construction, there's options for new construction where you can, the lenders are already putting, there's like a number, maybe, oh boy, I'm getting.
But wouldn't it be better, wouldn't it be better just to wait till the rates come down?
No,
Why?
because when the rates come down, okay, so there's never gonna be a perfect scenario. When the rates come down, we're expecting tons of buyers to come out that are doing exactly what you're doing, is waiting.
Mhm.
So the prices were supply and demand, simple,
Yep.
simple things here, supply and demand. We have tons of demand, we have little supply.
Yep,
So right now, there's lots of people that are waiting for those interest rates to come down, or maybe even the prices of homes to come down. We can't see the future, but what we can do is get you to paying towards an asset, move that interest rate down if need be, tons of creative ways to get that interest rate down,
Mhm.
depending on lots of factors, we'll get there.
yep,
But what was the initial question? Did I answer it?
you did.
This
I think
last one?
you took all of my concerns away. Yeah. Good job, Lauren. All
Okay.
right, come and see if Corey's still running laps. So interest rates are so high right now, it just really concerns me that my monthly payments will be too high or I won't qualify anymore.
Are we at a?
We're at an open house.
Open house.
Open
Okay.
house, we start talking about real estate, you know, the house, and then I hit you with this objection about why, you know, this house, it won't work, and no house will really work right now because rates are just so high.
I'm hosting an open house.
You are. So I hit you with that.
Well, thank you for stopping by. It obviously sounds like your thoughts are you love the home, but you feel like the interest rates are a little bit too high. right?
Yeah, rates are just, you know,
Okay,
very, very high. You know, we've been paying attention to what's going on in the economy and stuff, and I'm just really concerned with where the rates are at, and my payments are just, you know, they're gonna be a lot higher than they were a couple of years ago when I was
Yep.
looking.
Yep.
And just feel like we just gotta wait it out, you
okay,
know?
perfect. So let me ask you this right now, Tyler. Are you in a home right now or?
No. No, we're-
Paying for anything right now?
Nope, we're renting. We
Okay.
were renting back in 2019
Great,
and tried to get into a house but couldn't.
okay,
When we were looking at a 2.5% rate, you
okay.
know?
What were the, what are you currently paying right now for rent?
Oh, we're paying like 2,500,
About 2,500 a month?
Yeah.
What were you paying back in 2019?
2,300.
2,300, so you can see a little bit how it's gone up. A
Yeah.
little bit more here at the time with inflation and all the
Yep.
other costs as well.
Oh, yeah, and they talked about raising it up again
Yep,
in
yep.
the next 6
No,
months.
completely understand. So, I know when you're saying that rate didn't feel a little bit comfortable for you guys and didn't meet what you were looking for. Did you also have a lot of other debt, or what did you do? Did you inquire with another lender, or how that?
No, I just, you know, when we were looking at buying a house before, obviously the payments were fantastic.
Yeah,
You know, for a $400,000 house with
Yeah.
2.5% rate,
Yeah.
now same house,
right.
triple the rate.
Mhm.
And I just feel like with what's going on in the economy right now, we're
Yeah.
gonna see something happen where we just gotta wait for those rates to come back down.
Right.
Before buying.
Yeah, so is there like kind of a magic number that you and your spouse have in your mind of what the rate would look like for you to, you know, maybe take that leap from renting into?
I mean, it'd be great to get down into that same range that
Okay.
it was before, but I know more than likely, you know, probably in the fours would be great.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of great programs that are out there actually for first time home buyers like yourself, right?
Mhm.
Where they have things such as like a 3-2-1 buy down or
Mhm.
even 2-1 buy downs where, you know, the rates itself right now are a little bit high, but they are going to be coming down here. If you look at a
Mhm.
lot of economists and what they're saying over the
Mhm.
course of the next 6 months of the end of this year and into that of next year, they're gonna be probably approaching that at 5% or so.
Okay,
With that said, if you're familiar with the 2-1 buy down or so, essentially what that is that you would be purchasing a little bit more of the points to have a lower interest rate. So it feel a little
Okay.
bit more comfortable for you, or it could be a little bit more manageable,
Yeah.
something around, you know, the 3% or so, which hopefully would be close in line to what you're paying from a rent standpoint, which it sounds like you feel pretty comfortable if you've been paying that for now, 4 years time frame of
Right.
$2,300 to $2,500.
Yeah, the payment's fine. I just, the buy down, I get that, and
Yeah.
thanks for explaining it. I feel like I don't want to spend money to buy the rate down. I just kind of want to wait till I can lock in that 30.
Yeah,
And to me, it's like waiting until the rates come down is probably a better time to buy.
yeah. So let me ask you this a little bit more too. If you plan on waiting a little bit, right? If the inventory is low as it is right now, rates are obviously going to be drawn up. If you enter in another, per se, if the rates go down 2%, like what they're showing to from 7 to 5%, probably estimate another 2+ million buyers coming into the market, which is then going to drive the price up as well. So from your standpoint, would you feel like purchasing now versus in the future where there's going to be more competition and then the rates and stuff like that, it's not going to matter as much as you're going to be paying an extra $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 on top of what that market price would be looking like?
Yeah, that's a great point. I just don't want to get stuck with a 7% rate. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. Well, there's a lot of great options that are out there from refinancing programs and stuff like that.
What's that?
So refinancing essentially would be if you were to go in there, get your mortgage,
Yeah.
whatever that rate would be. A few years later down the road, you would take that money out of what that is and you'd get a lower interest rate.
Oh,
in that
okay.
sense. So the
No one
few things
explained
you
that to me
do-
before.
Yeah, there's different programs such as like HELOC programs and other various ones that we could get into, but I know I'm over my time limit, so.
Good job, good job. Oh, boy, judges. Got another battle. Got another battle.
I'm sure you did this.
Overanalyze better every single time that you've done it.
It should be. Yeah, it says up at the top here. All right, moving on to the next round. Corey Brenner. Now, I will say, I voted for Warren. And the only reason is I think you guys both covered like the same type of thing. And I set both of you up and you handled it really well, I think. I don't know what it is. I feel like Lauren just does a really good job of like disarming it. You know what I mean? Like you just,
Making you feel comfortable.
you
that
do
I'll
it
get
like you're, and I mean this in the best way possible, like you're not smarter than me. You're just like, hey, we're just two people talking. You know what I mean?
And you
Like-
did a
like-
really good job of validating his feelings too,
Yeah.
like, they're valid, and then you would, not that disarmed him.
Yeah, so I don't know, like, I mean, I would totally trust Corey as well, but for whatever reason, I feel like you guys both kind of hit on the same type of thing, and you just made me feel slightly more comfortable. That's just my 2 cents. And I don't even know if you can like teach that. I think it's just you,
Correct me if I'm wrong, the big question I don't think either asked was, what monthly payment are you comfortable with?
Corey asked me what
He
the
has,
rent
what
was,
was, what your rent was.
but correct, that's
So,
a super important one, because the rate doesn't necessarily matter. Most times it's usually the payment, So I think just moving right into, all right, I understand the rates are high. But what is your comfort zone for payments, and whatever they say, it's like, okay, well, there's actually, you can get plenty of nice house for that. And the best part is when rates come down, you're gonna have even a lower payment. So yeah,
That's why I say, I kind of try to protect myself from that because I'm not as much of a numbers person. If they were to tell me their budget, I wouldn't be able to say like.
oh my God,
we
I
can
can't get Lauren on camera. There she is.
You know what I mean? So I say, we'll keep you your budget, talk with the lender and get it all.
that's
know-
where you pull out home spotter, go to the mortgage calculator,
Yeah, on the bottom.
yep,
Yeah.
and type in whatever they want for a payment. And
Yeah, I mean, that's a big one.
or you can contact the line.
Maura also put a question in the chat. Let me see it.
Can I ask a question quick?
Yeah, and I saw it in the chat, but go ahead and ask. Yeah.
Would that be an appropriate time to bring up the increase in equity between the value in 2019 or the value today versus the value in 3 years?
Right. And I think, didn't
Or-
you guys touch on that? I feel like you guys both mentioned
Mm-mm.
like home prices are gonna go up when rates come down. Is that what you're asking, or just?
Lauren said supply
and demand.
No, I'm talking about if we would have bought a home in 2019, what
Yeah.
that home is worth today,
Right,
4 years later, and the increase in equity, how much equity would that house have already built that you would be able
Right.
to take advantage of, or at least in 4 years when possibly the rates would come back down, how much equity would you have built up by then if you were to refinance at that point and then pour that money back
right.
Yeah.
into the loan if you were to refinance it, like.
Think of what they already missed on.
Well, yeah, it's
Mhm.
the fear of missing out, right? And I always will ask people like, kind of like, well, what are your goals? And I
Mhm.
think if they're like, well, I want to stop wasting money on rent, I want to build equity, all that type of stuff, then you want to attack their pain, right? You don't want to, if you're talking to them nonstop about rates being too high, but their actual pain is the fact that they're renting and they're sick of wasting money, then you need to make sure you pivot to that. So I think that's a great point of just identifying why are they so hung up on this interest rate thing? What is it? Is it they're just frustrated they can't get a house right now, even though they probably could? Or are they actually like, I can only afford X amount per month and the equity part doesn't really matter to me, you know? So I think that's one thing that we need to do better in general in this industry is like, don't talk at people, like figure out what their actual reason is, you know? And I think both you guys were doing a great job of that. It's only 2.5 minutes though, you know, so it's definitely more of like a 15-minute conversation.
That's a good point.
Think about it, even if the interest rates are low, you still want them to focus
And
on
to-
their monthly payment,
To potentially,
Yeah.
so. That's all they're looking at, don't ever let them talk about
and to potentially,
price or anything, it's just, what monthly payment are you okay with, and then go from there.
Go ahead, Maura.
and to potentially just dig into more of the reason why they would want to move. You know, because if you have to move, you have to move. If you have to
Right.
expand, if you don't have enough space in your home, you don't have enough space in your home, no matter what
Right.
the interest rate is. If you need to move for a job, you need to move for a job. So
Yep.
really get behind why are they in the market?
Yep, qualifying somebody is very important. So you're not wasting your time with someone who's just ultimately not realistic enough, you know?
Yeah.
So, all right, perfect. Well, thanks everyone for contributing. Let's move on to the next one, which is the old dogs. Tony versus Jay Don. So you guys can rock, paper, scissors it. See who's going first.
1, 2, 3. Oh, we should already do 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
I got it. There we go.
You going first?
All right.
Get outside, boy.
All right.
Get some steps in. Yeah, he's got to hit 15,000 steps a day.
What was the topic?
The anticipation. Walk through of what you should do when you get a Zillow live transfer lead.
I'm not good with this one.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
So this is just me just explaining to you what I would do.
We're,
Like the process, or is it an actual phone call?
we'll do a phone call.
Uh,
Is that okay?
So this is my idea.
Oh,
Great. But they never, it's transferring.
Hey, take it up with the Zillow CEO. I can't control that.
man, I'm gonna, this is. a tough one.
So our team has a process of how to do this. So see what you can
You
do.
are the customer that's calling
I'm
me.
the live transfer.
Your live transfer.
Yep.
Good. Yeah, no, this is one I got.
All right. Are you ready, sir?
I'm as ready as I can be. here.
You be the guy, you be the Zillow guy that transfers me. You're the Nathan, you know, or you can do it. You can do it. Do they not do it anymore?
No, it's all automatic now.
yeah, this is
Alex.
Just pretend you're the guy. What's his name, Alex?
Get the actual transfer.
They'd be like.
I want-
Tony,
Hello,
we're
this is
transferring
Tony.
right now.
Thanks.
And then it's just you hear,
That's been my case most of the time. It's all brand new to me.
Local agent.
we're transferring you to a local agent. Now, hello?
Yeah, hey, this is Tony Rusher with the Tyler Miller team at EXP. How you doing today?
Doing great.
All right, so you just got transferred over to me. What are we doing on Zillow today? What are we looking?
Well, you just pretend you saw it on your phone because you would have seen it. 1, 2, 3,
You look at
finance.
a house, a time that they want to view it. Maybe if they're contacting, maybe if they're pre-qualified, I forget.
Every time I answer, they're freaking hanging up. So
I'm still here, Tony.
yeah, exactly.
I didn't hang up, I promise.
So I see you're looking at the house on 123 Main Street. You want to go take a look at it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what got you interested in this house?
Perfect location.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and what are you selling something right now, or is this your first
Nope,
time buying?
we're just renting.
Okay, just renting and looking to buy something.
Yep.
All right, and then how long have you been looking? Have you opened the lender yet?
No, we just started looking, just browsing.
Okay, all right, well, we actually have a Zillow lender or a lender through Zillow that we work with. Specifically, so we definitely want to get you in touch with them. Before we get into the process, want to make sure the house can fit into your budget and is comfortable for you guys. You know, what specifically, what kind of timeline are you looking to get in the house to?
It's open-ended. We're month to month right now.
So we got your fairly quick.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we could get something set up, but I would really like to get you in front of a lender. Just speak with them first before we commit to go taking a look at anything. Could we maybe schedule an appointment to sit down in their office in Blaine?
I just really want to see the house.
Okay, you want to see the house, okay. Well, we can definitely get you in there. We wouldn't be able to write an offer until we spoke to a lender though. That would be an important part of the process. So if we could still get that on the books, we can set up the showing today, and then we can try to set you up with speaking with that lender, and then maybe sitting down and going through the whole live process. What do you need to do?
Okay.
That's all they said we want to do?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it then. What time works for you?
2:00.
All right, let's do it. See you too.
All right. Oh, where'd it go?
Were you out there just clowning around?
Why did it go? It shouldn't have gone away, but I'll tell you what it is. It's you get a Zillow Life transfer lead.
Okay.
Walk it just play it out, like on our team, we have a process, right? Like of what to kind of do.
Okay.
And let's just see how you get there.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
so who's gonna be the guy on Zillow again, transferring? Jordan, Nathan?
What did I say?
Well, the Zillow is just, hi there, Alex here.
Yeah.
To a local agent.
Fucking nailed
I heard that
it.
too. The city one is always someone with like an ambiguous accent.
Yeah.
It's like, hello, Hector there.
Is that accent that they give you the
Hello.
most American name possible.
Hello, it is Bob. All right. Hello?
Hello, this is JD, Governor.
It's the governor.
It's the governor. He's bringing me a lead today, yeah.
So anyways, I'm the client. I got transferred to you
Right.
live. You're on the phone with me. You've already seen the house on the
Okay.
app that I want to see. Go.
Okay. Hey, Tyler, I'm glad we got to connect. I heard you want to see 123 Main Street today.
Same house, Tony. That's right. Yeah. I do.
That's awesome. So what kind of time were you thinking about? I got some time this evening from 4 to 8 o'clock. Would that window work for you?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. I will set this showing up for you. In the meantime, I'll look at some other properties just to see if there's any other good fits. Have you been looking at your search long?
No, I mean, we're just kind of browsing,
Yeah. Yeah, what kind of things are you looking for in a house?
Well, this one, you can see it's in a really nice location. We're renting, so we really like the fact that we have a yard and it's by some parks and stuff like that. So I think just having our own space with a fenced in yard for a puppy is very important.
Okay, so a fence is really important for you.
Yeah.
Fence in the yard, okay.
Yeah.
How many like bedrooms or bathrooms are you looking for?
We're open. I mean, right now it's just me and my fiance, but we want to start a family, so ideally 3 beds at least,
Okay,
and preferably 2 bathrooms.
okay, wonderful. I see this house is roughly, it's $350,000. Is that kind of the range that you're looking for?
That's what we've been looking in. We don't really know.
Okay.
When we look online, all the mortgage calculators are kind of different, so we don't know for sure, but yeah.
Well, wonderful. I will set up the showing for you and send you a text confirming and a little video introducing myself a little bit more and my team. And then we will connect tonight for the showing. Sound good?
Sounds amazing.
Okay.
Jadon, Let the dog eat.
So Zillow, Tony, you're newer to the team. We haven't done a ton of Zillow training.
I'll teach you.
Huh?
I'll teach.
Yeah, Jordan can teach you. But here are the things that you need to know about Zillow, okay? What's the first rule? Does anybody remember?
Set the fucking reading.
But, okay, yes.
Chance to read.
What's the next thing that what'd you say?
Don't give them a chance to read.
No room for error, right? Like, what I mean by that is, and this is from, so AJ Pedersen in our group, they have a Zillow Flex account, they get up 200 live transfers a month, like that's their bread and butter, they know what they're doing, and the studies show, and what he's found effective is like, you get them on the phone, so the phone's gonna ring, right? Your app is gonna light up. You can look at it, you'll see the house, all that type of stuff, you click accept, so you already know what they're looking for, even will say what time they're gonna see it, right?
As long as the technology is working.
As long as it's working, which it has, you know.
Well, me for Zillow, I just answer the phone as fast as possible and the prompt will tell you the address. And
Right.
I'll pull up my home spotter app as it's speaking to me and type it in.
Yeah, the Zillow
and
Premier
get a
app
transfer.
shows you everything, so.
That too.
But, and you can answer it, and then you can still decline it at that point, like, you don't have to take it, like, cause the house pops up as in prior late for 150,000, you're like, nah, you know. But anyway, so you know what they want to see, you know when they wanna see it, and you know the day they wanna see it, and so the first rule is like, when you get on the phone, if you're like, hey, Tony, how are you? Like, don't do that, cause you gotta think about the Zillow process, right? They went to a website. They were crazy enough to click on a link that said, connect me to an agent, which these people are crazy. Like, who would do that, right? Like, I've never want to talk to anybody ever if I can help it. And so they sat on hold while the guy with the weird accent, sorry, connects them and tries to find an agent, and maybe the phone rings for a minute or so, right?
Well, they talk to them for a little bit too, I think.
Yeah,
Get some
they-
information, so like, they sit on the phone sometimes, like, I've gotten people like, oh, thought I'd never get through that.
So they're crazy enough to sit on the phone for that long, and then they want to talk to an agent. So you just gotta put yourself in their mindset. They don't wanna, in my opinion, they don't wanna waste time with small talk. They wanna just see the house. And so when you get them on the phone, just get right to the point. You're like, hey, it's Tyler Miller with the Tyler Miller team. I see that you're interested in 123 Main Street tomorrow at 4 p.m. I would love to get that set up for you. Does that time still work for you? Like, I don't even ask them a question until I'm setting the appointment, you know? More than likely to say yes, right? The whole pre-approval thing. If you're answering a Zillow lead, we're not going there. Just know, like, the goal is to get in front of them. And so don't take a Zillow lead, don't, answer the phone unless you're willing to meet with those people without knowing anything else about them. Because I agree with you, my personal business, like, I don't want to go show people houses unless they're pre-approved. However, with Zillow, it's more of a, let's build that relationship type of situation, So it's just one of those deals where it's like, just don't bring it up. I mean, you can obviously bring it up if it's going there, but set the appointment, don't be like, hey, before we see the house, you need to get pre-approved. Because they're just gonna go, they're gonna click the next button and talk to a different agent. They just want to see the house, So, anyways, so the process is set the appointment, no room for error. And then you're gonna give them 3 things that you're going to do for them. Because you want to become reliable. They want to know you, like you, and trust you, right? And so you don't want to be the same as everyone else, where they're just like, yeah, I'll see you at the house. And that's it. So the easy 3 things you can do. 1, confirm back in a text or a phone call that the showing has been confirmed. Number 2, send a video text of yourself, introducing yourself to them so they can put a face to the voice, right? And then number 3 could be whatever you want. Kind of grab it. You could do I'm going to introduce you to our lender as well, because I just want you to have a place you can go to start talking about your pre-approval if you'd like. Or it could be, I'm going to send you a video to my 10 steps of buying a house if you guys have one recorded, which you all do if you don't, and make it a 10-minute, 10-step video and just send it out. What were you going to say?
I would say do a video text, like confirmation, just that way, quick introduction, 15 seconds. Tell them to get your pre-approval stuff out of the way. I'm going to send you an introduction to our lender, for when you're ready to use it like that. So then the third thing, you're gonna get a Zillow or an email from Zillow. asking if you would like to continue working with me.
It's a good one too.
Blah, blah. Like that's the one, yeah, that's like the main one, I think you wanna hit.
Yep.
Cause then you can see what they're looking at.
If they
No,
click
and
on
that-
that button, you tie them for 6 months,
No, a
Not
year.
a year on Zillow.
If, yeah,
I think you're given a month.
There's a
regardless.
month.
you're given, yeah, you're given a month regardless with that lead, every time they go on Zillow, if they click connect to an agent, they'll go to you automatically.
Yeah,
If
if
they
they're going
confirm
through
next email though, that you'll send, you go on the app, click send email. Zillow will send it to them that they're gonna confirm that you're their agent for the next year, so anytime they go on Zillow.
Yep.
You're gonna get notified, if they wanna reach out to an agent, you're gonna get the notification.
Yeah. Another one is you just say, I'm gonna send you over my digital brochure. That's an easy one. Like whatever, just do 3 things that you know you can do in like 5 minutes and just bang them out. And then, you know, you're just setting the scene and the table for like your reliable agent.
Yeah.
And most other agents won't do that. They're gonna, you know, just not talk to them again until maybe they see them at the house. Now, who can tell me what to do if we notice that that house is contingent?
Right.
While you're on the phone.
I was wondering if you had like, another
We'll just
topic.
play this out, just so it's on a training video. Who,
I would be happy with my phone conversation in there. And then I have all the information I need to, find them an alternative.
do you tell them the house is contingent?
No,
When do you tell them the house is contingent?
Second phone call.
When you call back.
Not at the showing, right? We don't do that. Do not meet them at the house, like, oh my gosh, it just sold yesterday or 5 minutes ago. Yeah. Like, no, like, do not be that guy or gal, but do not tell them in the initial phone call. You may pull a phone back and be like, fuck. Like, that is not information we're sharing at this moment. Like, absolutely, I'm gonna start the showing, I'll right back to you, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, I'll talk to you soon, boom. Then you go into our Raven, you go into the MLS, you find something exactly the same or close to it if you can. And bring it to them and say, hey, I know you're available tomorrow at 4. Unfortunately, this house you wanted to see just sold yesterday. However, I did go and I found an off-market property for you that nobody else is able to see. I would love to get you in there, just so you can kind of tell me a little bit about what you're looking for. And we'll just go from there. Does that sound fair? Because I know, again, they're already available. We're in Minnesota. People are nice. They're not gonna want to cancel on you if, you know, if they already told you their time is available. So this strategy works really well for AJ and them. Where, like, they used to meet him at the house, and they're like, that was not good. People were getting very pissed. So he's like, we started telling them ahead of time, but we set the appointment. And then we go back to them in that time slot and say, I already set up another showing for you. Let's do that. And if there's no other houses, what's a good alternative? Buyer consult, right? And don't call it a buyer consult. Just say, I want to get together and talk about the market a little bit. I want to get together with you and just chat about your wants and needs. You already have the time available from 4 to 5. You know, I'll even make it a 30-minute conversation or pivot to a Zoom,
Can I buy you dinner? Can I? buy
whatever,
coffee?
right? They're available
Yeah.
at that time. So just don't be the team that's showing these houses or meeting at the house when they're sold. We're not gonna do that, but set the appointment, do the 3 things you're supposed to do. And then if it's sold, go back to them with an alternative, right? But, and Jaden, you did a good job with that. You know, I think you could have closed me a little quicker.
Yeah,
But like, you got there.
yeah. Yeah, and I guess they're calling for just to get to the showing,
You're just a means to the end
Yeah.
at that moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
so I don't really need to find it, because the information in the house is there, so I don't really need to ask it.
Right, and like, I think I also will try to make small talk.
But
as
I'd
well,
like to just kind of build some kind of.
But I would set the appointment first, like just set it,
Yeah,
and then like, all right, cool, I'm excited to see you tomorrow. But, you know, while I got you, you know, maybe tell me a little bit more, like, at that point, pivot,
Yeah.
because I just think if we talk too long,
Yeah.
sometimes just, I gotta go, you know. Cause they've been on hold for a couple of minutes at that point, so.
Well, I'm on the phone, I'll try to ask them like what drew them to that property specifically, and
Yeah.
then try to like work from there.
And I personally like, do you guys ever set the appointment while you're on the phone? Like, do you set in the showing when you're on the phone through showing time?
If it's a good one show.
I don't know.
I feel like I don't. 'cause
I don't
wanna
know.
send you the video
Right.
message.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about, I mean, I feel like you could still send a video message.
Yeah,
Be like, hey, actually, the showing just came through, it's confirmed. That's amazing. So we'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
But I'm gonna get out, when I get off the phone, I'm gonna do this, and this. I think you can still do that.
Yeah, you still just say, well, I always just say it too, because I don't say I'm ever, I just text them, hey, it's confirmed, blah, blah, blah. But I say the video message is for just so you're not meeting a stranger at the house, you know, you're gonna meet, so.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna send you a quick, I send a 10 to 15 second video.
Yeah.
You
Is it you shirtless?
We have Max and Nathan.
It's like a gauntlet challenge.
What are three key Oh, I think, didn't Max ask this
I
question?
saw the 3 key points and I knew that was it.
What are three key points to joining EXP, and explain the benefit of the points?
You should know this. We just did this yesterday.
Yeah, I know,
I'm forgetting one of them.
OMG. All right, everybody, shh, let him think.
The three things that EXP is most known for is being an agent at EXP. It's one, the business partner association that you have with everybody at EXP, all the top agents that you have access to. We have this thing called a rev share, which is kind of the second point, but it ties into the business partners, is everybody's helping everybody out. So if you're, connected with the Roches or things like that, you can call any of those agents that are in your upline at any time of the day. And they will answer the phone and answer the question for you. And if they don't have an answer for it, so they'll find somebody to help you find that answer for. And the reason for that is because of, like I said, the rev share. The rev share is a system that EXP puts into place to help agents that bring in other agents to EXP, help them become kind of a mentor for them. Not directly a mentor, but if they ever have questions or things like that, it gives them an incentive to help them out and build that relationship with that newer agent or that agent who just switched to EXP. The reason for that is because the motto of EXP is to just help everybody grow. Everybody wants to get to the same position as a realtor, and that rev share helps those agents, helps the younger agents, or the newer agents grow sooner and faster. The second one, or the third part of EXP is the stock holdings that they offer. As an agent, you have access to put in 5% of your commission check to buy in at 10% discount on EXP stock. The reason for that is because EXP believes in having a retirement plan for agents. As you know, most agencies or companies don't offer 401ks or investment programs for you to retire as you get older. EXP's way of doing that is to do it through their stock program. So whenever you make a sale, you get an option to buy in at 10% discount with 5% of your commission. Just comes straight out of your commission check, so you don't have to, really put any work into it. It just goes straight into the brokerage. You can access that at any time, or you can see how much you make at any time. It fluctuates, so you can either make a bunch of money and I don't want to say that. But yeah, those are the three main points I guess I see from EXP.
What are three key points? And so we're not role playing, you're just gonna present three points you feel that people should join EXP for.
Okay, well, if you're not talking like team specific stuff.
That's
You can say whatever you like. If you're talking to a random agent, what are your 3 points you're leading with, baby?
Okay, is this like new agent, someone's just getting in, like experience?
Mm,
Team member.
What are you thinking about catering it to?
Customizing the service.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to be a role,
AI is
right?
generating.
No, that's not.
Let's just leave it at. Let's just leave it at what are your top three that you wanna talk about? Because I didn't give that to Max, so I don't know.
Yep, no.
Okay. So for me, I'll just kind of go through my personal experience joining EXP. So I joined as a newer agent, and one of the biggest benefits is having all the training. So if you're joining as a solo agent, you're not going to really have the support of the team, but you can go into EXP world. You can ask your brokers any questions you want. You can network with other agents in there. And there's icon agents who are doing trainings, and icon agents are people who I believe sell about 40 houses a year. So very, very good people to learn from. And they're actually like, I think there's probably 2 trainings a day, if not more, in the EXP world that you can attend. So that's a great spot to learn and just really, kind of start your career. But then if you want to join a team, if you're coming to Minnesota like I did, there's tons and tons of great EXP teams. Namely Tyler Miller team.
Such a great team.
But then there's other huge teams in the area that are that have great agents, great spot to learn from, and have tons and tons of support. So it's a great spot to go if you're a new agent. Another benefit is also revenue share. So, you know, for me, starting off my career, it's like you don't know a whole lot of people, but as you progress, you meet more and more agents. You're able to tell them about your experience joining EXP, learning EXP world, joining a team, learning from great team members, team leads, and all the other great people at EXP. And as you do that, you start to attract more and more people into EXP. As you bring in people under you, they benefit from you. And then in return, the company actually pays you. So there's people who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month from this. There's people who are doing, you know, a lot less than that, but it's great supplemental income because for a lot of realtors, they spend the first 6 months of the year like paying their tax bill and freaking out that they have no money. Then they spend the last 6 months of the year saving up money to hit that first 6 months of the year. So that having passive income is a massive thing for agents. I feel like those are 3 points, but I can keep talking.
How much time is it?
37 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds, go.
Another personal experience since I joined EXP, I was able to learn from Daniel DeRoche. So like someone who sells 100 million or probably 80 million this year, but a lot of houses a year. So he's someone that I've been able to learn a lot from outside of my team. So I'm able to go to multiple people and learn how they run their business. So I'm able to take, you know, people from my team, learn from them, my team lead, as well as team leads in other places to kind of melt that all into one kind of strategy and learn what works best for me. And that's been a massive thing for me. That's fine.
The winner moving on to the championship round is Maximus Smitty. All right, so I'm gonna put everybody on the spot. Every single person has to give one reason. And it can't be the same as the person that went before you.
All right, I'll go first.
We're gonna end with me. And you're second to last. Kayla.
Commission capping, you know, depending on if you're with a team or solo, they're not gonna continuously take money out of here.
What are the commission cap structures?
16 for a solo agent, what? 16 for, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Solo agent, and a small team is 16K for the team leader and 8K for every team member, and then a mega team, the team lead has 16K and every team member has 4K.
Damn. T-Dog.
They're just different than any other company out there. They promote actual cooperation across different teams. You go to any other companies such as Remax, Moldwell, Untitled Realty, any of those, they do the same thing. They don't preach cooperation amongst teams or amongst different brokerages. There's a lot of, you know, infighting and trying to steal stuff, where EXP truly tries to teach every agent to work together, use your resources. You're not the enemy. We're all in this together, working to try to be better and make sure that our profession exists 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now. It's the coolest thing about it.
So it sounds like true partnership and collaboration.
Yes.
Love it. J-Don.
The mentorship program they offer with EXP, if you're a new agent, you can get help from an experienced agent.
Love it. Corey.
Probably go ESOP, so.
What?
The acronym stands for Employee Stock Option Plans.
That went way over all of our heads. ESOP.
I'm nervous. I gotta battle him next.
Yeah, throwing out ESOP.
It's just another good way to generate wealth.
Tell me more.
Well, we can reiterate off Max. We have the
Just
option.
really quick highlight.
You get a portion of your commission checks put towards that of buying stock for that of the company, and you can let that sit there for a handful of years and cash that out
To the
once you
company.
look at what
Does the company manage?
the company's not.
Does it manage?
There's no.
In all the.
It goes best after a few years, so.
All right,
But
let me hit you with this one, because you guys are inaccurate. I want to make sure we're accurate with this. So ESOP, which is Employee Stock Option Program, whatever it is. There's two different versions. There's the agent equity, which is 5% of your commission at 10% discount. That's immediately vested.
Yep.
Okay, and that's your money that you're obviously just using. Then there is the other version where the company is giving you stock, right? In different sort of gifts, whether it's your first sale with EXP, they give you a stock or a stock gift. If you bring in somebody to the company, you get a gift in stock. If you're an Icon agent and you hit your cap plus $5,000 more, they will give you 16,000 or up to $16,000 back in stock. Those things are vested for 3 years. Okay, everything else, like the stuff you pay for, is immediately vested.
This is all 10% discount.
I don't believe so. I think the other stuff, I don't know, but I think the other stuff is just market value.
The money they give you off your deals is just like a percentage. If you get an email of every deal, you should be getting emails when you close. the deal.
Yeah.
Saying, you were just awarded.
Yeah, it says how much money is in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nathan already went. What were you saying, buddy?
I was just saying, so off the transaction, that comes at a 10% discount.
Yes,
Everything else is.
I believe so.
Okay.
That's the way I understand it. Lauren, peeking through right there.
You get to work with other like-minded agents within EXP, Icon agents, just top producing. I feel like everybody within EXP is just top producing like-minded people, and you get to work with each.
Give me a different reason. That one was already, it was already kind of said. Tony went into that. Something else.
That's not good enough for you? Then
Well,
I
he
don't-
talked about collaborating with top agents. So give me a specific example of what you utilize. How do you collaborate with top agents? What's something you do?
Being on a team and having lower cap and.
What if the person you're talking to doesn't want to be on a team? How would they utilize it?
Then they would like, oh, yeah, fast forward. Fast forward movement is another great way to access top producing agents all around the country.
What
And
is the fast forward movement?
It's a Zoom, it's a big group of like-minded agents that I was talking about to learn from. They just continue to pour knowledge in different ways to.
What's so special about the fast forward movement?
They just do their job really, really well, and they're willing to help you. They want to help you.
They are the
We're
top producing group of agents in the entire world at EXP Realty.
in the entire world.
That's the reason. So when you're giving them highlights, make sure it's not just a group of agents getting together talking that do a good job. The top of the entire company in the
In
world,
the world.
okay, by far. It's not even close.
Okay,
So they get to mastermind and network with those people every single day
top producing agents in the world.
in the world at EXP.
Mhm.
So there's obviously probably other people in the world not at EXP that are great as well, but
Yeah.
Jordan,
Rev share, since nobody said that, bringing in other agents, and we are incentivized to help them grow their business, just like, people have helped us.
what does that mean?
What's
What,
mean?
like, so you're
What-
incentivized by who?
EXP
Are you digging into
Realty-
my pockets?
Yes, no, EXP Realty sets aside half of their revenue each year. As part of the rev share program, so they give back half of their revenue each year to
That can't be that much
EXP
though.
agents.
How much was it?
A lot of money, billions.
$1 billion? Yes,
So.
no, you're right. That's a great reason. Brady, Mr. Blue Pants.
Health insurance.
Look at those pants. Fantastic.
Like a smart effect.
You just said health insurance?
Yeah.
You
Now you gotta think of.
Do you use it?
No.
Do they offer discounts on that? Sure, I'd join.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get you a discount.
apparently. Okay,
Health insurance, yeah, it's like one of the only agencies in the world that offer health insurance.
okay. Well,
Is it a good deal?
I had it for a while and it was good in the moment. But it just depends what your family situation is and all, like,
So bigger
pre-existing
deal?
conditions. Like it also, so I think it actually saves you money compared to like, we're on like Minsure, right? Or whatever it is.
Okay.
But the process of it is, so it's not actually health insurance. It's like group. I don't know what they call it, group coverage, or I don't know. It's not health insurance. So if they ask you, are you insured? The answer is no, you're not actually insured. But it technically will save you money, but the process of like setting up a doctor's appointment or paying the bills, for example, is a pain in the ass. Like it's very like, you have to call ahead to like, give them a bunch of information up front, then they have to book the appointment and call you back, and like, it's really weird. So I'll leave it at that, like, it saves you money, but it's the process is interesting.
There's no other company.
No, and if you really need it, you can get it. Let's see, gosh, I was gonna say health insurance, so what am I gonna say? I would say just on top of, piling on top of the rev share thing, I think knowing that it's willable to your family or whoever. And you also don't have to sell any homes to collect revenue share. Because that's a big one. For example, like if you came across a friend who is an influencer, right? And they don't have any desire to sell any houses, but they do love passive income. There's no reason they shouldn't just get their license, park it at EXP in the referral network, and start talking about EXP all the time and send anybody they know to you, because they're gonna obviously make money that way, right? So I think those 2 points are super important to mention to people as well, because if people are talking to real brokerage, they have rev share. It's only 5 tiers versus 7. And you also have to sell houses in order to collect rev share someday. So if you're 80 years old and you're trying to collect rev share, you got to go sell, I think it's like 2 or 3 homes, in order to do that. So to me, that just seems silly to park my license there. So
Seems silly.
just seems silly. All right, let's move on.
Some people need it for the mental.
All right, so who the heck do we got? We got
Jaden versus Corey.
Jaden versus Corey.
You like to go first or second?
Whoa, first.
All right. On the side.
Springs.
Sprint. We're making great time, by the way.
Yeah.
And you guys, when we're doing this, let's try to stay off our phones, all right? Let's just stay dialed in, everybody contribute. All right. I want to keep my current home to rent it out, but I need the money from my home to buy a new one. How does all this work, Jadon? All right, Jadon. We're talking and I say that too. How about that?
Well, you have a couple really good options for that, actually.
Mhm.
They're refinance options. One is called the cash out refinance,
Mhm.
where you can take the equity in your house and set the new terms and price
Mhm.
and take out the equity in that home to put down for your down payment
Mhm.
for a home and for your new home. And also there's the HELOC program as well that is very similar, that
Mhm.
essentially allows you to tap into that money and use it for your investment property.
Okay. Do I have to like, can I buy the house first and then do all that? Or how does that work? What's the process?
So are you looking to have a loan product with it or cash out completely and use all cash?
I mean, I'm open to either option. I just
Okay.
don't know where to start, like I've heard of those things, but.
Definitely starting, if that is a true goal of yours, to start with the refinance process and get that capital,
Mhm.
and then you can use it any way you want.
What's the difference between a cash out refinance and a HELOC? What's the main difference?
The main difference is the HELOC gives you your money, I believe, at the same terms. It reverse pays you. I don't know. I would normally say, I just know those 2 different types.
Yep.
And I can connect you with a lender that knows the specific.
Right. What other questions can I ask them? I feel like it's very straightforward, but I feel like there's like another option I'm trying to remember off the top of my head.
Will my home rent for enough to cover the
Yeah.
different rate?
Yeah,
What kind of equity do you have?
Yeah, what we can definitely do an analysis on your property to see how much it would rent for.
mhm,
And then determine if just that cash flow alone is enough to
mhm,
invest.
mhm. All right, give it up for him. I want to keep my home to rent it out, but I need the money from my house to buy a new one. How does all this work?
Nice. It's right up your alley.
Hey, Tyler, it sounds like you have a little bit of interest in wanting to rent out your current property and
Yeah,
take some of those proceeds hopefully and, get a new home.
yeah, we love our current house,
Okay.
like, we think it's a great
Yeah,
investment.
Yep.
And, it's not our forever home.
Yep.
But I don't want to just like get rid of the asset because
Awesome.
obviously for retirement purposes, I want to keep it and then go
Yeah.
buy another one.
no, this is, a lot of people do this, it helps them build generational wealth and,
I heard it's called house hacking.
yeah, there's a handful of things that you can get into specifically from it all. So is this gonna be your first one that you turn
Yeah.
into a rental? Okay, great. So there's a lot of awesome programs that are out there for individuals to do this. I myself have partaken in a handful of them too, so I can tell you a little bit about my experiences
Okay.
as well, and where I've helped out a lot of other investors as well into this space. So biggest thing you want to know on your side is how long have you been in your guys' current home?
5 years.
5 years, okay, great, so it sounds like you'd have some pretty good equity then in the home
Yeah.
itself, so there's a few options that you could do right now, and we can keep your current mortgage in place. What does your guys' current rate look like right now?
We're at like a 3.
3, so yeah, something you probably wouldn't want to refinance.
That's the other reason, yeah.
Yeah, okay, perfect, so there's two major ones, right, that you could look and do that I would, come to mind, just first one being a HELOC, right, which is a home equity line of credit, so you can take out essentially what the money is and the appreciation that you've gained from the home itself over the past 5 years that you've owned it.
Mhm.
Take out that money and go look to apply that money then for that of a new home. Right?
Yep.
So say your home itself, right? I think we looked at it before a few months ago, it was around $400,000. You have about $125,000 of equity
Right.
in the home itself, so you can take that money. And
Can I get
apply it.
all that? 125?
You get about 80% of what the
Okay.
value is on that also, the bank itself will, essentially write you a check for that amount of money where you could take that and apply that to that of a new home.
Right.
Right, and so that's one of the reasons where people use that from that standpoint. Another one that a lot of people do is what's known as a DSCR loan. Are you familiar with that? Or
Mm-mm.
heard of those? Okay, so another cool one allows people to say that, hey, this is not gonna be my primary residence anymore, but I'm gonna be taking what my new rent, say you already have, hey, I think you said it's like your sister or somebody who's interested in renting the home.
Yeah.
You guys already talked about, you just wanted to cover more of the mortgage.
Yeah.
Right, so your guys' current mortgage roughly around $2,000 a month.
Yep.
So she'd be writing you guys a check, so you can actually use that as supplemental income for you guys and take that and apply that towards that of what the new value of the home would be. So it also would give you almost essentially, hey, this is a, no cost to you, saying this is already paid off, so that's somewhat of a more asset, right?
Okay.
You guys can consider that as income for the
Awesome.
future, so you can take that, you'd also get a little bit of a higher percent than what you're paying right now at 3%, but it would allow you to get into that of your new home.
Okay.
On that standpoint as well, so. you can Give them more information.
It's hard doing that in a conversation.
The last one was good.
Yeah, good.
You're essentially using money that you're already making.
Yep.
You're basically fronting yourself that, like,
Yep.
okay, so we're gonna see this. They want to see a lease in place, all
Yep.
that stuff.
They see the lease and whatever, and they basically just, like, okay, perfect, we can use that as.
So who's in the finals right now?
Max, I'm sorry.
Max and whoever wins this one. Corey, Trevor. For the record, I think Corey would have beat anybody in that one, so don't feel bad, dude. Max and Corey.
Is that a HELOC, you continue to pay interest in the HELOC until the balance. That 8% on the HELOC, I mean, interest on that, usually it's about $40,000. So that's whatever.
Yeah. Well,
Well, it
Depends on-
yeah, it depends.
like my HELOC is, yeah, prime plus 1 or plus half, I think, but
Usually you give you an introductory rate for like.
It depends on like,
or
I mean,
depending
if
on
like,
grade.
under like PRMG, they have a different program, because they have their own stuff, or they can go to a developer, right? They have different other programs that you can utilize and explore there. It's just like, you can shop the rates. Like,
Well, sometimes some banks will give you 90% on a HELOC as well. If you're in if you're in an area like Blaine where the prices are growing really fast, or they grow. Depending on where your house is, I think you're in St. Louis, you could get like 90%.
I've seen 95.
Yeah, it.
Not that you should do that, but-
That's depending on credit, location.
Right.
Like that's supplementary, so those are your two most.
But like why HELOCs are really popular right now is people have that 3% rate and they don't want to lose it. So they're
Right.
just, I'm gonna keep that, but then I'll just borrow my equity at a 7% or 8% rate, but then I'm not, because if you cash out refi, you're
Yeah.
resetting your
Rate.
entire
I have
rate.
an investor who solely uses his home equity line of credit. He has 40 properties down. But what he does is he buys, each property he buys with the HELOC.
Well, that's what they teach you, right? So, you know, how you get health wealth or house wealthy, right? Essentially, you own a home, essentially have it as your primary for 5 years, and they can take out that loan and buy, usually don't buy one house, but you buy 3 or 4 homes.
Right.
With that.
Right.
And so like if you have $100,000, right, you go and put $25,000 down for each
Yep.
of those properties.
Yeah, like I have 3 houses in one HELOC right now through a commercial HELOC, and it's just waiting there. You know, I had Brian Schulten brought me a building yesterday, and he's like, hey, $100,000, you can get in on this. So I'm weighing the options, but the problem is when you borrow from it, obviously you have interest,
Yeah.
right? So in this scenario, he's like, you'll make 12 grand over the first year.
Mhm.
It's a guaranteed return of 12 grand on $100,000, so 12%. But my interest only payments gonna be $750, and I'm like, I don't know if that's worth it.
Yeah, it's a 5%.
So you gotta have a plan to pay back that HELOC immediately. That's why people go to the cash out refi, because yeah, they get a higher rate,
But then,
but they get the cash instantly and they can always refi at another point.
Yeah.
Yeah, your payment goes up a little bit, but as long as you can cover your rent.
and you can do that, you can get 5-1 arms, 7-1 arms.
Right.
You know, those type of things too, it just depends on what your rates are.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Baby steps, guys.
Adjustable.
Baby
rate.
steps. But I mean, like
I don't
that,
have enough room for all.
that question is just like, I mean, I mean, Jaden was right to the point, right? You were definitely like more in depth and very knowledgeable with it, but either way, you both would have been able to get them introduced to a loan officer and just, but I think it's important to introduce them to the right LO in that situation.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it's a credit union, or some sort of commercial lender. If you send them to a regular lender that we work with, they don't even do the refis half the time, you know what I mean? So you gotta go with some small, like True Stone or Wings Financial or something
Yeah.
like that, you know? And that's exactly what, like, if you send it to Arvold, for example, they're just gonna pass off to True Stone. I called Christy Piatz 2 days ago, same scenario, like, hey, my client wants to buy a house first, she needs access or equity, and she's like, oh yeah, we work with True Stone, we'll just like, so
Yeah,
just go around and get them to the right
Yeah.
person.
that's what they said. Yeah, the last loan you brought up was like, that was awesome. That's something great.
I would love for you to do a training on that, because I don't even know enough about
Yeah.
DSCR loans.
It's, yeah.
You know, who's actually really good at them?
Hmm.
Forrest.
Is he?
Yeah, he does like, that's his bread and butter.
That's what, does he do for himself?
Oh, their company does. it.
Okay.
It's such a good way to get.
Well, when we
people
see
started.
him at the,
Yeah.
at his office, we should have him like talk for 10 minutes about it. All right. Spinny wheel?
Same question, Mark.
No. Oh, Jim, it's like right in the middle. Multiple offers, something. Oh, boy, you get to play therapist, baby. Multiple offers really stresses me out. How can I purchase without all that pressure? I'm super stressed.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, nice to meet you, Jordan and Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you guys are.
We go by TJ.
Yeah, okay, TJ.
JT.
I know you guys been looking at buying a home. What's kind of the situation? Are you guys renting? Do you guys have a home to sell? Are you?
Honey, do you want to go?
No.
Okay, so we were up all night talking about this and like
Night or like previous night?
every night, we're up late
Yeah.
doing stuff. And we're really wanting to get a house, but it's like, there's so much noise out there about multiple offers and like, you know, we don't like to make rush decisions. We're feeling very pressured. He is a wreck. He can't even talk right now. And we just really don't want to get involved in that. So
Yeah, so I totally get it. I'm not here to pressure you guys at all, right? I just want to make sure that.
I feel pressured.
Okay, well, I'm not pressuring you. Just want you to know that as fast as you want to move, we can move just as fast, or if you want to take a while to think about it or things like that, we can make it work.
But don't we like have to move fast right now?
Not right now necessarily. Depends on the market that we're in. Right now, we're in a pretty, slow market. There's not a lot of people out doing a lot of movement per se.
My friends said they tried to buy a house last week, but it sold in like 2 days.
Yeah, we just saw down the street, a house sold with 5 offers on it.
Yeah, it definitely happens. Don't get me wrong. It depends on the home, the area, things like that.
But the market's slow.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's slow. It's just there's not a lot of people out looking up. Kayla, shut up. There's just not a lot of people going out and looking at homes, there's a lot of people on vacations right now, school's starting to get ready to come back into play.
So it's slower.
Slower, correct, right, it's not as
Gotcha.
fast as it was in March and April and things like that.
That makes
So-
more sense.
Right, exactly. What are you mostly worried about as far as, you know, like you said, the market and things like that?
Overpaying, you know, we had a lot of our friends, they had to waive inspections, and now one guy has lots of issues with his house, and like,
Right.
we just,
For
we're
sure.
not, we don't handle stress very well.
Exactly, right. So one of the things that you get when you work with me and my team is the experience and the knowledge of putting in acceptable offers and, you know, we get offers accepted because of certain things like waiving inspections or, you know, getting rid of HOA.
I said I don't want to waive an inspection.
Oh, you don't want to waive
No.
inspections? Oh, gotcha. Well,
We
can figure out
have to
other
get
ways
an
to-
inspection.
Mhm.
That is something I'm firm on.
Right, gotcha. And we can figure that out and we can negotiate with the listing agent. We have, you know, your lender, or if you don't have a lender, we'll connect you with one. We have that lender call the agent, find out negotiable terms that the sellers are wanting to make sure that you guys are getting the best.
The
offer.
lender calls the agent about that?
Yeah, the lender does a calling.
And they just tell them the terms?
Well, they explain things that we can get for you as far as like if they're negotiable, if they can come down a little bit. If they want seller paid closing.
I thought
costs.
you did negotiating. Didn't the realtors do the negotiating?
We do, but it's,
I thought so.
we do, but it's a partnership. It's like a partnership. So it's a-
Shit, you got some good lenders.
Right, if two people are calling one agent and, you know, kind of pressuring them and giving them, they're getting the same answers out of them, or. You know, they're seeing that we're doing the work for you guys and putting in the time to help you guys get a better offer. It'll, you know, help you guys in the long run and make sure that you guys are squared away with a good offer with an inspection on there, because I know that's a big deal for you guys. Another way that we could go about it was.
I still feel pressured.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel like I wanna stay away from multiple offers.
Yeah,
How do we stay away from?
yeah,
multiple
we do
offers?
not want to get involved in a bidding war. Absolutely not.
Right. No, we did. I'm thinking about it.
Look for the clue.
That's for $500,000.
Yeah, so we have, on my team, we have, you know, millions of different ways to find off-market properties, and with those off-market properties, not everybody has access to look at them on Zillow because they're not there. So when we find you off-market properties, we can find you everything that you're looking for, where it's not gonna have as much, people, or I guess, attention drawn to it, because it's off-market, nobody can really look at it online.
Mhm.
And that gives us as agents only access, or we only get access to it as agents, so you guys can't even go out and see it unless we bring you or present it to you. Which is another way to go about finding, you know, less multiple offer scenarios where you can, you know, throw an offer in without maybe having one or two other ones in there, or just being single offer.
Multiple offers really stresses me out. And in this scenario, Corey, it stresses me
You're starving.
and my partner Jordan out. We
Okay.
are purchasing a home together. And I told Max this, and I will tell you this, we're gonna make it a little harder on you.
Okay.
And we're gonna be a little hysterical.
Hysterical.
Well, we're not, we're feeling a lot of pressure, Corey, so bear with us as we navigate through these choppy waters.
Is this like,
You kind of know us a little
we've
bit.
seen at least a house or two together, right?
Yeah,
It's not a first time.
sure.
Okay.
We didn't really go there with Max, but yeah.
Okay.
It was like present, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to make sure so it's not like a first time, like, hey, we're meeting each other.
No, let's just say we've went
Expected-
through some of that.
Versus.
Yeah, we went through some of that.
reality. Okay,
So anyways,
all right,
me and Jordan,
all right.
we're really stressed
Okay.
because, yeah, lots of pressure on a lot of our friends have purchased homes recently.
Yep.
They're all in multiple offers
Yeah.
and like, we just absolutely refuse to deal with that. We
Yep.
do not handle pressure very well. He
Okay.
hasn't been able to perform for a while. And the stress is really getting to him.
Yeah, okay. Got it.
I'm in at work.
Yeah. So
What do you guys
obviously don't want to add more stress to both your lives, right? I make this as comfortable as possible. So when you're talking about, you know, the multiple offers and encountering those, right? So are we talking more along the lines of your guys' experience, you guys? Because I mean, this is our first time working together.
Yeah, no, just our friends.
You just your friends
Yeah.
that have experience. So what have they told you about the multiple offers and what they've encountered?
Oh my God, honey, do you want to go? I can't even talk about it.
They have to compete against just too many people
Yeah.
and they end up paying way over.
Tell them about Fred and the basement shit.
Oh, yeah,
What the-
Fred's furnace blew up.
Okay.
And guess what?
He had to waive inspection and
Okay,
a couple weeks
yeah.
later,
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things that Fred could have done. And I wish his realtor may have been able to provide some more insight into that. So hopefully I'm able to
Yeah,
give you a little bit more.
So, like,
insight
we-
into what I was saying.
the whole waiving the inspection thing,
Yeah,
because of Fred.
ask Fred,
yeah,
okay?
yeah. Inspections are something, I mean, you can waive, right? Good news is. the
Will
city-
not.
Yeah.
Will not.
Okay, if it's not something, the good news is, right, the city that we are looking in, right, it's over here and Bloomington, it does have what's known as the TISH.
We're also looking in cities that don't have tissues.
Perfect. So then we would have-
Don't you try to get it with the. In fact, we actually changed to Blaine. just
Okay,
now.
perfect.
Yeah.
So we're looking here in the Blaine area.
Yeah.
But obviously understanding a little bit more of the multiple offer side of things. So, your friends, obviously, when they've been looking at homes, I know you guys were talking about those things.
Mhm.
A lot of the homes that they were encountering were our first day on the market homes, correct? Or were they homes that have been on the market for quite some time?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seemed like it moved pretty quick.
Okay,
Well, we did have the one listing our friend ran into it. The listing agent's name was Alex. Their home had been listed for like 40 days and
Right.
magically they came back with multiple offers.
Gosh, I feel like that just happened
yeah.
to somebody I heard of.
Yeah.
Maybe his name was Tyler. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, the multiple offers, they can happen, right? There's a lot of things that go into consideration, right? The biggest thing being time, right, for who you run up against.
Yep.
That might be also interested in the property. So I'd say running into multiple offers, it's something that, can likely happen.
But like, we won't.
The good news is, from it all, we're not gonna be able to prevent multiple offers from happening, right? The one thing that we can do to try and make it a little bit more of an easier process for you guys
Mhm.
is going to be going in there with our best foot forward in the offers that we do like. So, I've worked with a lot of people who've been in situations where they don't want to be competing against other ones. So there's a few things that we can do to make our offer stand out. So we're not competing
Yeah.
with other offers. So it's going to give you guys that edge and hopefully alleviate some of that tension.
But what are the things you have to do?
So
Because
those-
again,
yeah.
waiving inspection,
Yeah,
not
So
comfortable.
not comfortable
with
with the
that.
inspection and everything, that's perfectly fine. I've won multiple offers and my team itself does a really great job of getting those done in short windows. So one of the things that we want to do is eliminate the inspection window timeframe for you to make it as short as possible. We work with a lot of great people here that I'm confident we can get one done within the 2-day timeframe. So pretty quick, and a lot of sellers prefer it to be quicker. So in the event there are any issues, we can get those done and address them quickly.
Okay.
From that standpoint, but also one of the things that I also want to talk about on our side for multiple offers and encountering that. The reason why people encounter them too is one of 3 things are happening, right? The product, being the home itself, is in good condition. A lot of people want it. The promotion itself was done correctly, right? A lot of people are accessing this and had the ability to go and see it. And then the promotion, right? The promotion, they promoted the product correctly, they did everything correctly for the home and it's priced correctly from that standpoint. So if those 3 Ps align, the likelihood of receiving multiple offers is very high on that. So just kind of setting.
So how do we
expectations.
not get in? I don't want to deal with the P's. Okay,
Yeah,
I got enough P's over here. I
Okay.
gotta mind my P's and Q's.
Yeah.
so how
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 can
do
we
you not have
say-
to compete with multiple?
I don't want
offers?
to deal with it.
Getting into it all. So
My-
I'd say just writing the best offer moving forward. So like I
Isn't
said,
there any other way? Because like,
there's a few different ways that we do have offers.
They give a second offer, we'll pull off.
Yeah,
We'll pull
we're-
our offer.
There's also.
barely.
Yeah. So there are other opportunities that we can see on homes, right, that are not going to be on the market, right? We do have that accessibility on our end. Homes that you and Fred and everybody have been seeing have likely just been all there on the market versus some of these other ones that we do have from off-market opportunities. These off-market opportunities likely wouldn't be receiving multiple offers on. And they're people that we know internally, and I can just attest to this, as I did one last week with one of our colleagues here. They let me know that they had an opportunity and I had interested buyers that are looking right there in the Blaine.
And no
area.
multiple offers?
And no multiple offers. They didn't have to compete against those things. So that's an option that we can visit on that standpoint based on what you're looking.
I looked on your off-market network though, and there really wasn't anything.
Yeah,
So like, is there any other way to avoid multiple offers?
I mean, there's a handful of things that we could do. on
Like,
our
give me
side.
one other
I'd
one.
say writing a better offer than everything else.
Other than that, is there another strategy?
I don't know.
How do
Okay.
you guys-
Let's just play this like-
Whatever.
All right. First off, before we get into the winter, everybody, amazing job. I always have fun doing these, so I appreciate your guys' participation. I know it's not easy. And we can be silly and dumb, but I appreciate you putting up with it. But without further ado, the winner of $500,000 is Rory Brenner.
Well, the way they were replying back to me, I was like, I don't know what else to say.
The only one you can do is walk up to, tell what neighborhood you wanna live in, and walk up.
So, okay, what I was getting at is.
14 days.
And just the 14 days.
But then you threw already 40 days. I didn't go down that avenue.
Well, you can't guarantee it, but that is just a strategy to keep in your back pocket. Be like, hey, if you guys don't want any multiple offers, anything 30 days on the market, let's go look at it. If you don't like the ones you're seeing now, we got, like, it's a way to kind of like, okay, but you might want to do multiple offers because the nice houses sell really quickly. But I think just give them that option is all I was getting at. Who else has anything else that, so I will say, you lost me when you said we have millions of ways to find out. When you said millions of ways, I was like, well.
There's quite a few ways.
It's less than 10. So just, you guys be careful, your words matter, okay? Don't just start throwing shit out there and if you don't know the answer, maybe at that moment, you're like, you know what, let me do some research, I'll get back to you, so, you know, listen for the.
They made it hard on you, but he disarmed them much faster than you did.
I agree.
And it's, and part of it's the scenario, right? Like, you just wanna get in and like fix the problem.
Right.
Right,
If you had just taken more time, he came in and he was like, all right, let's talk about it, let's calm you down.
ask questions.
Get it, let them get like word vomit about why they're stressed about it.
Yeah.
And then alleviate the stress with your solutions.
Right.
Like,
I think I tried.
Also, Fred, what I was trying to also get out from you guys, and I talked about this yesterday on a buyer consult, which was very important. And I think, did I share this with you guys?
You put it on social media.
Did I? Yeah, I did like a video about this, about the mini inspection.
Yeah.
You guys all know about this, right?
Yeah, you can bring along an inspector with you.
Right, so like when someone's stressed and they're like, I'm not waiving an inspection, right? And fucking Fred's furnace blew up, which was amazing, by the way, great.
Could have got a home warranty.
Right, but yeah, so don't warranty or just say, you know, I get it. Again, if we're looking at houses that just hit the market and there's multiple offers, we don't have to put an offer in, but if you love it and you do, we can still try to get a home inspection. The way to do it is through a mini inspection. You can have the inspector come to the showing, you pay him about $100, I think it is, $150.
150.
And they'll do the big ticket items at that showing so that you can write your offer without an inspection contingency. Then after you move in, they'll come back out and finish the inspection.
Look like 150 for an hour.
Something like that, yeah. So like, obviously you only want to bring that up on like houses that they're like, this is the one. But like, don't forget about that one, guys, because so I said that, because this wife was like, I would never buy a house without a home inspection. I was like, okay, I told you, and I like set her expectations. I said, just so you know, about 30% of the time right now, people are waiving the home inspection, so we may have to. But we have a mini inspection. She was just like, I love that idea. I've bought 4 houses and no one has ever brought that up to me. You know, so like,
Did you do it on your first one or your second one?
what was that?
Did you do it on your?
This
first
was at a
one?
buyer consult.
Oh, just telling you.
This
that's
was
an
on- this was on
option.
Zoom.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I have a contractor money that I bring stuff.
Yeah. So like, don't forget about that option as well when you're dealing with, because usually the reason they don't want to be in multiple offers is either price or like, they don't want to waive stuff. They're very adamant about the inspection. Their dad told them they have to get inspection, like whatever, right? So figure out which one it is. Okay, and if Fred's furnace blew up and they're really concerned about inspection, you have the mini inspection option. If they're concerned about price, then it's off market network, 30 days, 14 days on the market, whatever, right? Or write an offer, be first, like you said, throw a expiration on it, right? I think that's another thing I would mention is like, we can write offers with deadlines on it.
Yeah.
Put an offer in, we give them 2 hours to make a decision, if you don't want to deal with multiple offers.
There's a lot of people out there, my girlfriend and I were just talking about this yesterday. There's a lot of people out there that they don't like negotiating, they don't like pressure, they don't like anything like that. So you give them deadlines like that.
Yeah.
They're just like, whatever, fine, take it,
Right.
take it. I don't wanna hang, I don't wanna wait, I don't wanna lose that offer.
Yeah.
They get stressed out.
Yeah.
They're the Tyler Kershaw situation.
It's TJ.
So.
Well, agent, I think agents have, they're the same, like, they don't wanna lose the offer for their client.
Right.
so-
I feel the fucking pressure right now.
But you
Yeah.
should, but that's your job to not feel that way.
Right.
Like,
I don't in the
yeah.
moment.
I
It's
have
just
one of
talking
that,
about
yeah.
all of them is like,
Most agents should understand that you're just doing right by your client.
yeah, totally.
They
Yeah,
should.
yeah, but if somebody gives you a timeline and your client's not comfortable with it, you're not, screw them. Especially if you're gonna get multiples, you know, if you're waiting on an offer for 30
I have all the
days.
confidence, but just everyone else. maybe.
Um,
Like, it's like, we can work through this, guys. Let's
So
just
were
one
they like-
step at a time.
They're doing the burning. Maura, I think you're still on. Any follow-up questions or anything that we can address? I don't know if she's there or not. Oh, there she is.
Morning. No, I actually just had a buyer that I secured that didn't want to do multiple offers. She wanted to live in a specific type of home in a specific radius, and so I just used the MLS to find two neighborhoods that had that type of home. And I just door knocked 100 homes, found 6 people who are ready to sell in the next 6 months, and one who is waiting on some water damage to be fixed on her home. Secured the seller and lined her up with the buyer. So we're closing at the end of the month.
That's awesome. What are you saying to these people to get them all to tell you that they want to sell their house? Like getting
I
6
just,
is really good.
That's huge.
yeah, so I said that we've got an active buyer who's would really like to live in this neighborhood. Have you had any thoughts of selling? Basically.
Yep.
Like,
Okay.
and if it doesn't work out with this buyer, like, I know plenty of people that want to move into this neighborhood. And so
Awesome.
and then I also have ways to take off any pressure. I've been working on a strategy to reduce any stress of selling their home, getting their homes ready to sell. I have a list of preferred vendors who come alongside of my sellers as they're ready to get their homes on the market, so that I can outsource as much as possible, take the overwhelm out of it, and hopefully move their timeline up as much as possible.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I think we can all learn from that strategy.
Yeah.
Anything else, Maura? Did you
No,
get some today?
yeah, of course. Fun to be a
Yeah.
part of it. Thanks for inviting me in.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for putting up with us. And reach out if you need anything, okay?
Definitely. Thanks.
All right, team. Good job.
You scratching already? Oh, yeah.
Dude, he can't even help himself.
He's already won.